Ladies and gentlemen, next to the stage, one of our speakers is a national speaker on political issues, blogs at theblacksphere.net, author of The Big Black Lie. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for author Kevin Jackson.
Y'all better be thankful for that cloud cover, because it's about to get hot up in here. As me and my brother used to say, Africa hot. It is a real pleasure to speak to so many freedom-loving patriots. I am happier than a preacher's kid at a biker chick rally to be here, folks. Thank you very much. My name is Kevin Jackson. I'm the author of The Big Black Lie, the Black Sphere blog. I am honored to be with you true American patriots. I'm also humbled to be part of such a magnificent event, so let's thank everybody for organizing this thing. I think that in trying to understand where you're going, you got to remember where you've been. I'm going to talk to you guys a minute about the America that I know, that I grew up in, and where I've been. My mother died way too young, and my grandparents stepped in, because that's what family does. My grandparents had little in the way of financial resources. I'm going to translate that. We was poor. We were so poor, the electric company came once and blew out the candles. But we were really rich. We ate together, we played together, and we prayed together. One birthday, I recall eating a hamburger the size of a dinner plate at a restaurant called the Nighthawk Restaurant in San Antonio, Texas. He's eating over there. And eating out like that was a rarity for my family, and I can tell you, I remember that like it was yesterday. I can count the number of Christmas presents that I received as a child on both my hands. And I remember each and every one of them, and I treasure them. And I don't miss not having the toys that the kids have today. Give me marbles and a spinning top, and I can play for hours outside. I got a lot of whoopings, most of which I deserved. Back then they called it discipline. Today they call it child abuse. I remember my family taking road trips, and my grandfather had the car so smoky, it looked like it was an extra in a Cheech and Chong movie. We camped, we fished, we visited family often, we saw friends even more often. We knew our neighbors, the people we did business with, and a handshake was better than any contract. I carried those memories and good feelings into childhood, and I never ever thought about terrorists. Then 9/11 happened. It changed us. Terror in America was now a real possibility. But on 9/12, America came together like no other time in my lifetime. And on that day, I was never more proud to be an American. You guys remember that commercial where all those flags were lined up down that street? It was an amazing sight. There was a day when bipartisan bickering was cast aside, and America, where I grew up, was back. America was pissed off. Somebody had attacked our homeland, and there was to be hell to pay. President Bush came on television and he said he would track down those perpetrators, and we would have our justice. I got goosebumps just thinking about that. On 9/12, we weren't thinking about the Geneva Convention and that other nonsense. If somebody said that waterboarding was torture, we'd have tortured him. 9/12 was the only day that I actually tolerated politicians on the left. That day, America was prepared to rally against any enemy, foreign or domestic. A world away, Muslims were celebrating the event that created the largest single loss of life on American soil. Those infidels have gotten what they deserved, is what we were told. What a difference a day makes. I told you where I've been. Now I'm going to tell you where I think we're headed. America has changed dramatically since 9/12 of 2001, and you couldn't have told me that after 9/12 we would have elected a junior senator from the most corrupt political machine on the planet based on nothing but hope and change. He sold us air. And that junior senator who offers more questions of himself than answers can run a country, but a senator of 30 years, a war veteran, POW, and patriot is considered more of the same. We knew he would have cabinet issues right from the start because he selected Joe Biden as his vice president. And the only good thing that came from that is we will always know where the village idiot is. Post 9/12 patriots are called extremists, Nazis, Neanderthals, and mobsters. Our military men and women are suspected terrorists and put on watch lists. Trillion is now in our lexicon, and it is unfortunate that our children and grandchildren will know what it means to be trillionaires and quadrillionaires in their lifetimes, and they will have less than us. Our irresponsible people and our failing companies are asking for and receiving bailouts. We live in a time, folks, when a woman living in a government-subsidized house receiving food stamps calls 911 to report that her 52-inch plasma TV has been stolen. Homeless people carry cell phones with minutes you pay for. Our poor have cable TVs, Xboxes, wheel spinners, diamond and platinum grills, $350 throwback jerseys, $150 tennis shoes. And do I need to tell you who pays for this? A pimp. Our pimp. You guys didn't hear that. That's what he was saying. Racial polarization is cloaked in the guise of racial reconciliation. I got a question for you. What is the only thing worse than an incompetent liberal president? A competent one. Liberal logic can be summed up in this statement by Marion Barry, four-time mayor of D.C., where he said, outside of the killings, Washington has one of the lowest crime rates in the country. Liberal logic, my fellow patriots, is not it is an oxymoron, it is un-American. These people make no sense. The left will tell you that fat meat ain't greasy and cobras make good house pets. Don't believe them. They will tell you that they actually read the legislation, and what you read in it is an optical illusion, so don't believe your lying eyes. If you don't know that we're battling for our souls, we are. And the left is going to use their number one weapon. Andrew Breitbart talked about it. I don't know why a white guy wants to get up here and talk about racism. That's for me. But racism is the number one weapon. As you already know, a big percentage of you are racist. The good news is that for the left, and the good news for you is all you have to do to lose that distinction is just declare yourself a Democrat or a progressive, or what I like to call a regressive. Presto changeo, and you are clean. Well, folks, I'm here to tell you, they are the racists. And I can prove it. I'm going to prove it to you. And what was supposedly an historic event to elect a black president, the side who voted for him, the real racists, marveled that a black man could be elected president, while we took it as a non-event. I speak for many of us when I say that we just didn't elect the right black guy. We all knew that America had long been ready to elect a black president. We knew